I guess, hi, I'm Bill, the brewer. So, welcome to the brewery. Okay, everything we do starts off upstairs. That's where we keep our grain. And up in that room, there's a mill where we grind the grain. From there, it goes into our hopper up here. Once that's full with what we need for the batch, in your malt, the grain is what gives your beer its color. They roast it similar to how they would roast coffee. Very little roasting gives you your lighter beer. The darker roasting gives you your darker beers and a lot of those like chocolatey kind of flavors. So we then take those grains, drop them down into this tank, which is our mash tun, where we mix the grain with hot water. Around 150 degrees, the starches in the grains convert to sugar, which is what you need to make any kind of alcohol. So whether it's wine, whiskey, whatever beer, you need sugars to make alcohol. We then separate that liquid from the grain and send it over to our next tank, which is our kettle where we boil the beer. During the boil we add hops. The earlier in the boil that you add the hops, the more bitterness you get. The later in the boil, more flavor and aroma. We boil in there approximately 90 minutes. We then chill it and send it into one of our fermenters, which is here where we add the yeast. And what yeast does is it eats the sugars that we pulled from the grains and converts it into CO2 and alcohol. So CO2 and alcohol make good beer. It's in these fermenters, depending on the style of beer, anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. Your ales ferment a little bit faster and a little bit warmer, and then your lagers ferment colder and slower. From there, we then chill the beer and send it into our beer cooler, where we go into our giant tanks, kegs, and bottles. So, in these tanks, we carbonate. We can dispense directly out to our bar, or obviously into kegs and bottles for our other locations. So, there's the story of beer.